Hello and welcome to PS Don't Tell, our slumber party where we're going to talk about all things. We've both had some really big weeks, so let me introduce my co-host, Miss Stephanie.
Hi, Pammy. What's going on?
Not much. Well, a lot, actually.
Not much, but just kidding, a lot.
So I wanted to start out this week by playing a game
Let's
of
do it.
20 questions. So these are
Excellent.
all things that have to do with our friendship. So here's the first one. And you know how 20 questions work, where I have a thing in my head and
Yeah,
you
and I have to
ask.
ask yes or no.
Yes.
Okay,
So I have
I'm ready.
my first one ready.
Okay, is this thing to do with our friendship an event?
No.
Is it a thing, an object?
No.
Is it a place?
No.
Okay. Is it an inside joke?
No.
Is it a person?
No.
An animal?
Yes.
It is an animal. Okay. Is the animal a real animal that has existed?
No.
Okay. Is the animal a real animal? So it's not a real animal that has existed in that it is an imaginary specific animal, just like the cats from Aristocats, or it is an imaginary animal like a unicorn or a dragon or something. That's not a yes.
First one. No
Yes
to
to
the
the
first
first
one.
one. Is it an animal from a cartoon?
Yes.
Is it Thomas O'Malley the Alley Cat?
It absolutely is.
Yes!
As soon as you mentioned the original cats, I was like,
yes to the first one in a big way. I love Abraham DeLacy. I shouldn't sing that song.
yeah, well, we don't want to get copyright struck, but
I still have Mr. Thomas O'Malley the Alley Cat here in this room somewhere.
oh yeah,
I do. The one you
well,
gave
that's
me.
awesome. Okay, do you want to do one more?
Yes, I would like to do one more. One
Okay,
more, please.
I'm going down my list.
You have one? Okay. Okay, is this thing to do with our friendship an event?
No.
An imaginary animal?
No.
A thing?
No.
A person?
Yes.
Okay, it's a person. A person that we know?
No.
Personally? No. Is it Melissa Peterman?
She is on my list, but not this one.
Darn it. Okay, it's not Melissa Peterman. It's a famous person?
Yes.
Okay. Is it Josh Hutcherson?
No.
Is it a man?
No.
It's a woman?
Mm-hmm.
Is this a contestant on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette?
No.
What
I
are
feel like
other...
I want to give you, because it is all the things that you've said, but it's also not all the things that you've said, because if I say it, it's totally going to give it away.
Okay, wait. Is it a famous but also imaginary person?
No.
From a TV show?
How do I want to respond? Yes.
That's a weird thing to say, Pam.
In the way that we've interacted with this thing, you wouldn't think of it as being a TV show.
What? Is this person... Have we interacted with them mostly through, like, a joke?
No, not quite. I'm gonna give you a hint, and it's totally gonna give it away, but it is not just one person.
Oh, I knew right before you said it's Mary Kate and Ashley.
It is Mary Kate and Ashley.
Of course, it's Mary Kate and Ashley. Beautiful. I'll have to text them.
My dream in life would
Yeah.
be to be able to text Mary Kate and Ashley.
And just like spend my life once a day. I text a random New York number because they live in New York, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, hey, Mary Kate, just checking in just to see.
Sorry, I don't have this number anymore. Oh, yeah, no, we're like way back
Oh,
friends.
you don't remember me from, listen, I was one of the girls in your invited sleepover party. And
Yes.
the alternate reality in which I was.
Oh my God. What I would give. What I would give to hear from those people who were in that and like what they think about it now.
Little does now, I don't know if you're aware of this, but in my mind, we base the vibe of this podcast off of your invited sleepover party, the Mary Kate and Ashley
I feel
video.
like in a way we did. I don't know how much that was like inceptioned into me,
Yeah.
but yeah. I think definitely that's the vibe that we're going
Yeah.
for.
The second we went for 90s sleepover party, I was like, oh, right. Like Mary Kate and Ashley. Put it on the pizza. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, I just need to take a pause and complain to you about something because
Please.
I'm getting texts about it right now. And so my husband and I we host an Airbnb and he
Yes.
recently set the checkout time to 9 a.m.
That's too early.
It's too early. And so far everyone who has had this 9 a.m. checkout has asked for a late checkout.
I mean, the courteous thing is to check out at 11, but some
Yeah,
people like 10 is the earliest you should ask someone to check out, I feel.
that's what I'm saying. And he will not listen to me about it.
Let me talk to him. There are like some things in which your husband, love him to death, what a man, is so stubborn.
He is so stubborn. And so a big part of the reason he is refusing to listen to me is because he talked to our cleaner about it and she was like, "Oh yeah, 9 a.m. is fine." And then when they ask for a late checkout, you give it to them and they feel like they've gotten something extra. And I'm like, "No, it's just
No.
bad business practice to be like." So anyway,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Let
dealing with
me
now.
I'm gonna, yeah, send you a totally impromptu, have not previously discussed it voice message where I'm like, oh my gosh, Pam, I slept at this Airbnb last night and the freaking checkout time was 9 a.m. How freaking garbage is that? You just listen to it
Really
next to
unprompted,
him.
and I'll just like be like, "Oh, I got this voice message from Stephanie. Let me just play it out loud right now."
Correct. Correct.
Oh my god. Okay, so that's I just needed to get that off my chest because the person who literally just or hasn't even checked in yet was like, "Hey, could we get a late checkout on our checkout day?"
Yeah. You're 100% in the right. And yeah, I mean, to me too, a little bit, it's like even that thought of like having the checkout time early in order to grant a later checkout time is a little bit like not generous of spirit, you know, like
Yeah, and like I
yeah,
think to him he's like we need time for the turnaround. So he is thinking like if we don't have this time, then they're not going to be able to clean it and turn it around. But
right.
like I spoke to our cleaner last night because the people who were staying there who are leaving today asked for a late checkout and she was like, "Oh, 11 a.m. should be fine."
Hmm.
So
Yeah, so it's
like
like
there is time for that turnaround.
yeah. And it is also like it is nice to be cognizant of what yeah, like giving the cleaners time. But if it seems, you know, if it's okay, then it's okay.
Yeah. I'll confront him about it again tonight.
Good. I'm on your side. Call me in for backup, Pam.
But back to the podcast games. Do you want to do one more 20 questions or do you want to move on?
Either one. I'm enjoying 20 questions. I would do another.
Okay, let's do one more because the Mary Kate and Ashley was pretty quick. Okay, so this is I'm ready.
Okay. Is this thing that has to do with our friendship a place?
Yes.
It is a place. Okay. Immediately, is it the big hill outside of Arches National Park where we saw that guy fall down?
No, I was thinking of putting that on the list, but that is not currently on the list.
Oh, I will get one of these in one question eventually. Okay. Did we go to this place on our road trip in 2015?
No.
Is this place inside of the United States?
No.
This place is abroad. Is this place somewhere we went abroad together?
Yes.
Is it a country or is it a specific place in another country?
It is a specific place in another country.
Is it the North Pole, Finland?
No.
Okay. There's a train going by?
Yes.
Is the place where else did we go together outside of the United States? I'm blanking because we went to Finland. We went to Iceland. Is this in Iceland somewhere?
Not in Iceland.
We went to. Was it on the Finland trip?
No.
Was this when we were studying abroad together in England?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And is this place in London?
No.
Oh, it's when we went to Oxford together.
Yes.
Yay! Nailed it. Beautiful. I have
Awesome.
for a long time it broke, but the cup, the travel mug you got me with that had our road trip route on it had on the
Yeah.
other side a selfie we took in Oxford.
Oh, okay. I totally forgot about that. I remember making the map for the road trip thing, but
Yes.
yeah.
How cool.
Okay.
Wow, Pam.
So
It's really games like this that make you remember. We have like a lot of memories.
I know, right? And like even more than I thought of to put down as the 20 questions because you were like going in different directions than I anticipated you going.
Seriously. That was beautiful.
And one day we will do Melissa Peterman and you will get it in one go.
Exactly. And welcome, Melissa Peterman.
But okay, so now I want to transition into telling you about my crazy travels to France.
I'm desperate to hear about it, Pamela.
Okay, so first I want to walk you through what I went through to get to this wedding because it was insanity. So we recorded last week while I was in JFK Airport for my 9-hour layover. So
Oh my God.
I left Fairbanks, Alaska at 1:30 on Wednesday. I flew to Anchorage where I had a 5-hour layover and then flew from Anchorage to New York overnight. Then I had a 9-hour layover in New York and then I flew from New York to Madrid overnight. So I arrived in Madrid at 5 a.m. on Friday after leaving on Wednesday.
Pam, and you're not even in France yet. This is a nightmare.
Okay. And it will take a while before I get into France. So I go to my mom's hotel. She has told the front desk that I'm going to be coming. And they give me a key card so I don't have to wake her up. And I go up to the room. And she's already awake because she's insane. And and I take a shower and I climb into bed. And then she and my sister's fiance go and pick up the rental car because we have rented a car to drive from Madrid to the border of France. It cannot go across the border. So we have a 6-hour drive from Madrid to San Sebastian on the border with France.
Okay.
He wakes me up about an hour later, so I get about an hour of sleep. Get up, get ready for the day, go on this 6-hour drive. After the 6-hour drive, we drop off the rental car. Then we wait in the taxi line and get a taxi to Biarritz, which is about another 40-minute drive.
Okay, let me say this, Pam. Because what happened, what I hope you said when you got back to Alaska, you talked to people about your trip. They were like, "Where were you?" You said, "Oh, I traveled to France." They said, "Oh, what did you do in France?" You said, "No, I didn't do anything in France. I traveled
I
there
traveled
and then I
to.
traveled back."
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Okay, so you've made it to France like
So I've made
48
it to
hours
France.
later.
We went to my uncle's hotel. My uncle is a billionaire. We went to his hotel. It was super swanky and nice. And we walked around a little bit and waited for them. And then we had a shuttle from the hotel to our hotel, which was another about 40-minute drive. Mind you, I have gotten about 7 hours of sleep total since Wednesday. So this is Friday. It is
And
now.
how much of that is plain sleep? Because plain sleep doesn't is net zero. It
Yeah,
doesn't count.
so about 2 hours is probably off of plain sleep, and also,
Oh,
like, car sleep, which is
yeah.
also not great. So I've had one official hour in a bed.
I would have been deceased by before like land in Madrid. The second I have to walk out of the airport, deceased.
Okay, so then I'm like, "I just gotta keep riding this." So we walk around the little town. My sister, her fiancé, and I walk around the little town that we are staying in, and then that night we have the rehearsal dinner. Next morning is or the next that night till the next day, I sleep until 4 p.m.
Good.
The shuttle to the venue is at 4:30 and the wedding starts at 5:30. So I sleep until 4 p.m.
Good.
and then we go to the wedding. So then we're at the wedding. And then the morning after the wedding, we have a like brunch thing. Then after the brunch, we were supposed to get on a train that goes to Paris, but our train got canceled
Oh gosh.
because it was so hot in France and the train carriage that we were supposed to be in didn't have any air conditioning. So they like couldn't run the train because it was dangerous.
Wow. That's crazy.
So last minute, my mom purchases these tickets for us to fly from Biarritz to Paris. So then we leave the brunch, we fly from Biarritz to Paris. We get to Paris, all the trains are down. So we're trying to get to our hotel. The trains are canceled. They're like not running. They don't know when they're going to be up and running. And all the platforms are just out in the heat and it's so friggin' hot. So we end up walking to get a taxi to our hotel because our hotel was at the airport. So it was like a 10 euro taxi. So it wasn't like we were trying to get into the city.
Yeah.
So we we get that taxi, we get to our hotel. It took us 2 hours from touching down in Paris to get to our hotel, which was at the airport.
Oh no.
Which was also because like my mom had checked bags, so we had to wait for the checked bags to come through, which took like 40 minutes for no reason. And also like I don't understand why my mother travels with checked bags, but that's just how she does. So then we were like, so by this time it's 7 p.m. and we're like, I kind of wanted to go back into the city, but all the trains are down. So I'm like, are we going to get either not, are we going to like go to the train station and not be able to get into the city? Or are we going to be in the city and not be able to get back? So
Right.
we determine we're just going to stay at the hotel because we're there and we're safe and whatever. The next day at noon, I fly out. So I have to get to the airport at like 10. And
Right.
then,
You a good, 3.5 hours in total. What it feels like,
yeah,
and then just leave.
yep, exactly. So I get to the airport. My flight is delayed by 2 hours. So I just chill in the airport, fly out to Calgary. So it's a 9 hour flight to Calgary, land in Calgary, transfer. I have to like go through border security, which was actually perfect. If you're ever flying from Paris to Alaska, go through Calgary because there was like a line of 10,000 people. Like, I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say there was a line of 10,000 people. And then they were like, anyone transferring to the US? And I was like, that's me. And they were like,
Oh
there's literally one person. So I was one person who like walked through and went through the security line. And I was like,
my
this is
God.
fantastic. Thank God. Because I did have a connecting flight. So I was like, when I saw all these people, I was like, I'm going to miss my connecting flight. It's just not going to happen. But then they were like, actually, we need the people who do have connecting flights to come with us. And specifically, if you're going to America, you're going in this line. And it was just me.
At least something good.
So then I had my flight from there to Seattle, and then my flight from Seattle to Fairbanks. I landed in Fairbanks at 11:09 p.m., got in the car with my husband and drove to Denali, which is about a 2 hour drive. It's like 1.5, but there's always road construction, so it's like 2 to 2.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
And then I had work the next morning at 7 a.m.
What? That's the kind of thing, like, in theory, when I'm planning a trip, I'll be like, "Yeah," and I'll get back and go to work, and then 100% of the time, I'm like, "Oh, I'm I'm simply going in late tomorrow." Like, I'm simply not going to be there on time. And you got to work at 7 AM the next day.
I got to work at 7 a.m. the next day, yeah.
And what kind of drugs have allowed you to do this? Just don't my body does not comprehend that level of travel. It's just nonstop. It's no
No,
rest.
and here's the thing. So I definitely was like in a certain kind of headspace because on the flight I was so contented with the travel. Like, I normally hate flights. I hate like getting to a place. I love being in a place, but I hate getting there. And I, on this 9 hour flight from Paris to Calgary, I started sobbing, just like sobbing. And Stephanie, it was because I was so happy. I was like, I love this. I have had an amazing time. I love my husband so much. I love my dogs so much. I love my job. Like, this is this is perfect. Like, everything is perfect. And I was sobbing.
You're gonna
So
make me sob right now, but that's okay.
like clearly something was extremely wrong. But
That's
but yeah, I felt like this peace with life in the moment that I was on the airplane for 9 hours.
I'm so glad, Pam. I I'm so glad that you feel that way. Okay, let's get it together, Stephanie.
All right, so now that I've walked you through all the travel that I've done, I
Yes,
want
tell me.
to tell you the two just insane stories of the wedding. So these are very rich people that I'm at
Right.
this wedding with. I am not a rich person. I wouldn't say I'm like the poorest of the poor, but like Kevin and I have had a total of $90 in our bank account
Oh,
at certain
yeah.
points before. Like, we're not like My mom had to purchase the
100%.
tickets for me to go on this trip, and then I had to pay her back once I was getting paid enough to do so. Like, that's
Exactly.
where we're at with money sometimes. So, anyway, these are very rich people. This is a very swanky wedding. It's at a castle in France, in the south of France.
Oh, of course it is. No, yeah, of course.
There's like there's like 20 staff members. They all are dressed the same. They all look exactly the same. It's a very like picturesque upscale wedding in France.
Yeah.
So also at one point my cousin Emma comes over and she's like, "By the way, there is a bottle of champagne for each person at this wedding. So make sure you keep drinking." And
Oh my god.
to be clear, I don't drink very much, but I drank so much wine and champagne, and it was so hot, I didn't have to pee at all. So I like
Ooh.
drank at least at least 15 glasses of wine and champagne combined. And
And they say when you're really dehydrated, wine is the best thing for
I
that.
know, right? Well, I was also drinking water. So like in
Uh-huh.
between each thing, I would drink a glass of water, but their glasses of water are like an inch. They like don't give you very much water.
They say
So
Europeans don't drink water.
yeah, it's like water is wine for them. They're like,
Right, 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 right.
we
That's where
subsist off
most of
wine.
their
I don't understand where.
yeah.
So I drank so much and did not have to pee. And I was like, there is something severely wrong. Like, I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night and just keel over and die. But I didn't. So,
Pretty good. Bright sides.
but anyway, so of these bottles of wine, my cousin grabs one of them and brings it over to the table so that they have it with them, right? Now, I don't know what exactly happened, but the staff claims that there was a corkscrew in the wine bottle when he took it. And he took that corkscrew, and now the corkscrew is missing. He claims that the bottle was already open, so he didn't need a corkscrew to get it open. He has never seen the corkscrew, it does not exist.
Mm.
So, again, these are very rich people. This is a very swanky establishment, and the poor staff members are like coming over and being like, "Hey, so we think you have this." And he's like, "No, we don't have this. We never had this." And then they like bring this like big massive like bodyguard looking guy over and he's like, "You have the corkscrew." And they're like, "We don't have the corkscrew. There was never a corkscrew."
Can
Like, yeah.
I need to say a few things. One being I feel like at a swanky place like that, usually if something goes missing or something happens, the staff is trained to be very deferential to the guests. Like, okay, got you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Second of all, would not a corkscrew go missing at a swanky wedding venue every 15 minutes? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why?
Yeah, it's
Certainly
like
one, it's not a
so
big deal.
what my sister was positing was that each of the staff members had a corkscrew and one of the staff members lost their corkscrew. And if you lose your corkscrew, you get penalized for that in your pay. So
Right.
that's what we were thinking was maybe happening because it became this like totally out of like, just like it wasn't being resolved.
That's that seems like a yeah, why would it have blown out of proportion like that?
Yeah. So, as you can imagine, my family is losing their minds. They're like, "We don't have the corkscrew." Like, this is insane. You're like, yeah. So, my family is like losing it. And I love my family to death. I actually really like, I really felt a kinship with them on this specific event. because I think like so much goes into supporting a family staying together, and my family really strives for that.
Yeah.
But in some ways, they come up short because they do end up leaving my specific family unit out of it because we don't have the same money as them.
Right.
But like I saw the attempts in this specific situation to make sure we were included. So I
That's
was
nice.
like my sister kind of writes off our family and is like they don't care about us. But I think they do. I just think they're so out of touch with reality that they don't like understand where we aren't able to meet them where they're at. They have to meet us where we're at because they have
Yes.
so much more than us. And I think that just kind of flies over their heads sometimes.
Totally. And yeah, it's very gracious of you to be like, you know, they don't understand they're rich. It's like it could be very easy to take that the opposite way, like your sister maybe, and be like, screw them. But I agree. Everyone can only come from their own experience.
Yeah. And I think like I was really feeling the desire that they had to be like we are such a tight-knit family. And
Mhm.
I think like my sister was like scoffing at that. She was like, we are not a tight-knit family. But I think they genuinely want that and they genuinely believe that they have that. And I'm
Totally.
not going to take that away from them. I'm not going to say you guys like don't invite us to certain places because like my cousin Kristen at our last Thanksgiving, she was chatting with us and she was like, she hosts Thanksgiving every year. And it's really stressful for her because my family has really high expectations and demands. And she was like, I have to host it because that's what our grandmother would have wanted. Like, she wanted to see her kids together, she wanted them to enjoy life together. So I have to host this. And she was like drunk out of her mind, but she she was like, I need this to continue so that our grandmother's legacy can continue. And I
Yeah.
just like I totally felt that. And yeah, so anyway, this whole corkscrew thing goes insane and everyone is losing their minds. And then this is followed by my second story, which so
Coming from
at
the
this
corkscrew thing can only go up from here.
only up from here. So there's two types of desserts that you can get at this wedding. There's a Basque cheesecake, because we're in Basque country, and there's a pavlova.
Oh,
And now we're back. So I was telling you there was cheesecake and pavlova, and they were every other person. So my mom didn't get cheesecake. My aunt didn't get cheesecake. My other aunt also didn't get cheesecake, and her husband didn't get cheesecake, which I assume they were sitting next to each other. So I don't know exactly how that happened, but they were
in what
like,
in what world do you not get to choose your dessert? That's crazy to me.
yeah, so it is a little bit crazy. And they went to one of the staff and they were like, hey, we wanted cheesecake. Is there any way we could get cheesecake? And they said, you ordered cheesecake or you ordered the pavlova. And they said, no, we never ordered the pavlova. And then they were like, oh, well, there's no more cheesecake. So my uncle, who is a very entitled person, went and like, okay, I'm not gonna go into it, but
Side
he
note.
he goes and he goes back into the tent that they're serving out of
No.
to be like, hey, do you have any cheesecake? And he finds Stephanie, the staff, eating the cheesecake.
No. No.
It was like peak scandal. Like these people who have been accused of stealing a a corkscrew
Corkscrew.
have also now not gotten the cheesecake that they wanted, and the staff is eating it. And it was like it was like fireworks were erupting all around.
Oh my god. Okay, and I can imagine these French servers being like, these freaking Americans are gonna get what they freaking get.
I
And not
know, right?
expecting the audacity, by the way, that a rich American boomer is gonna have to go wherever the frick he pleases to find his cheesecake.
My brother paid for this wedding and that cheesecake. Like, mind you, he is not blood related to the groom's father.
Oh my god, what happened?
They got cheesecake.
I'll tell you one thing, they got their cheesecake, and yes, they did. I believe if anyone's gonna get their cheesecake, it's your uncle.
It was, and he used to run restaurants, so I was like, oh no, this is like.
Did he yell at them?
I don't know that there was yelling involved. I think it was just like, we see that you have the cheesecake, so we're gonna get the cheesecake now. Like, it was more of like, it was more of an implied, like, okay, so we see what's going on here now.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And I mean, like, for me, I was like, more power to the staff for eating that cheesecake.
Oh yeah. I mean, what a French thing to do.
I know. It was so insane. And I'm like hearing this secondhand, so I wasn't there for all of it, but like, this is a story that will go down in the history of my family. This
Oh
is
yeah.
something that is getting brought up time and time again. And I hope that like Emma and Eric, the two people who were getting married, were like not a part of this or like didn't know about it on the day, but they
Yeah.
can like look back and laugh about it. Like,
Yes. So just in that vein, I was at a wedding where at the wedding, so it was the groom was, I believe, some kind of South or Central American. I think
mhm.
I'm really forgetting his ethnicity, but they did a cultural dance at the wedding where they
Okay.
had a dancer in all of this kind of regalia, and he had a whip, and he's doing this dance with this whip. It's like it's an insanely long whip. It had to be like between 9 and 12 feet. It was so long, and it's going all
Mhm.
around, ka, 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 ka. And the whip took out the wedding cake. Just totally knocked that thing to the ground. And I, like, being a spectator to this was like, whoa, that's crazy, but kind of what a good story. I think
Yeah.
the bride hadn't reached that
Yeah,
perspective yet.
wasn't at the reflecting about it and laughing about it.
Yeah, she was not happy that her wedding cake was all over the floor of that venue, but hopefully in retrospect it's okay.
Oh my god.
Wow, Pam, I'm glad you told me that story.
I was, as soon as it happened, I was like, this is going on the podcast. This is gold.
Who's gonna hear about this? All of our listeners.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay, so we can close that chapter. I want to give you a minute if you want to talk about what's been going on in your life.
Yeah, let's see. I had a crazy weekend last weekend as well because I had a whole bunch of things one after the other. So I'll
Okay.
just kind of go through my weekend because I had been asked to MC my friend Alyssa's baby shower.
Oh,
Yes,
I
she's
didn't
having
know Alyssa was having another baby.
baby number 3. It's a
Awesome.
girl. Her name's gonna be well, her name's gonna be Sky, as well say. And Alyssa had asked me to like, yeah, just be the one on the mic who's making sure all the games go smoothly and everything like that. But it was because her weekend is Monday, Tuesday. So the baby shower was a Monday night. And before that, she had asked me as well to help her with like party favors. She was kind of stressing over this party. It was a big party. She was like, I want to have favors. So I was trying to brainstorm a good like favor I could help her with. And have you seen
Mhm.
those videos online of like the themed cookies? They're like sugar cookies and they do really cute like icing, like royal
Yeah, yeah,
icing.
yeah.
So there's a lot of those for baby showers. So I was like, Alyssa, what if I made these cookies as like a cute like favor? She was like, oh my gosh, that sounds so amazing. Can you please do that? I would love it. I need 80 of them. I was like, got it, got it, got it, got it. So I was like, okay, I have time for this. And then that Saturday was my gnome party, a party
Oh,
themed
yeah, how
around
did that go?
garden gnomes for this game I wrote. And that went so well. But there's like an order. So
Okay.
I have a 4-day weekend. So I have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then my cousin Sandra, who lives in London, is in the States for a week. So she was coming to visit me and staying for 2 days on Sunday. So she was going to be there Sunday through the baby shower and then leave Tuesday.
Okay.
So the order of events was this: Thursday and Friday, I baked and decorated like a million cookies. And then my party Saturday was at 2 o'clock. So I woke up, I had to finish writing the game. Thank God for my
Oh
mother
god.
who helped me bake or make all the food for the party. Then
Mhm.
people came. The game went so well. I was so proud of it. I got a lot of feedback, and yeah, I think the best feedback I got was from Rachel, who had thrown a murder mystery party for her birthday earlier in the
Mhm.
year. And she said, this game was so much more fun than the game that I bought for my party. And
Really?
I
That's
was like, yeah,
crazy.
Rachel had such a good time. So I was really proud. Then Sunday, I'm like cleaning up from the party. I have to make more cookies and prep. And then Sandra got in. We had a great time. We hung out. Monday, I had shifted my work week because I worked 3 days. So I shifted my work week from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And Monday, I hung out with Sandra. And then I was like, hey, I hope you don't mind. We're going to go to my friend's baby shower in the Bronx and we're going to help her like host it. So we get there, me and Sandra love her so much, knows no one, is immediately on board. She's setting tables, she's moving chairs, she's getting the games ready, she's managing the prizes. And then Tuesday was the day she left. We woke up, she was going to the city to see her friends who live there, so we got some kind of gifts for to give to her friends down there.
Mhm.
And then she left, and then I had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today. And we're gonna get into what happened during my work week next episode, I believe, because there's a story there too. However, yeah, it was just one thing after the other, and it was a really successful like week, but it was like non-stop.
Yeah, just stressful, but good. Good stress.
Yeah, it was all good.
Well, that's awesome. I wanna know about your gnome party. I wanna, like, see it and experience it, but oh, man, that's so cool.
It was so cool. Yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, I don't know. It's a game. It's a big party game, so you need. I tried to write it for between 15 and 30 people,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna write next a party game themed for a slightly smaller group. I think more like 10 to 15 people, like a
Okay.
mid-sized party, and it's gonna be pirate themed.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
cool.
Like everyone's trying to be the pirate king kind of party game.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of my week and a half. It was all good.
Well, I'm so glad that you had a good time, and yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so last thing here, I have some asking of advice,
Yes.
and I have from Air.
That's okay.
Ladies, how do you handle a bully at work? I work in the healthcare field, and I have a supervisor who makes it her mission to always single me out each time we work together. She is constantly an agonize. She is constantly antagonizing me to get a reaction out of me. It's so obvious that even a few of my close work friends can see it. If we are in a morning meeting, she will single me out to bring everyone's attention in the room on me. If I ask her a simple question, she has a condescending tone that she uses, but everyone else, she's nice with them. Recently, she knew I was off one day and that my name was put on the schedule as a mistake, and she vocally said to everyone in the room that was there, she felt the need to call me. And when I called her back, she had me on speaker in front of everyone saying I had switched shift with another person. After I confirmed I didn't and wasn't supposed to be there, and that she knew, she still put me down as a call out while announcing it in front of everyone else. That sentence doesn't make sense. I'm I don't know if I should call her out or just keep letting it go until she gets tired because I'm getting too old for this.
Oh, this is so tough. This is high school behavior. Like,
It really is. And I think it happens a lot in nursing
yes.
where people just like, I don't know if it's like all the schooling that you go through and then you're like still kind of in schooling when you're first training to be a nurse, but it feels like you don't. Like, I used to work as a CNA, and I feel like you don't get the you don't get the growing up happening. Like, you stay in those dynamics, those high school dynamics, because you're like still in that school zone maybe, and
Totally.
like continuing education is so important for nurses. But yeah, it seems like some people just don't grow out of that high school
Yeah.
mentality.
And it does seem very prevalent in the healthcare field because our nearest and dearest Rachel had a bully at every pharmacist that she worked
Yeah.
for. It's like, why? What's going on here? And
And
yeah, I
I
don't
especially
know.
don't understand that with Rachel because she is the sweetest person on the face of the planet. But
The
like
most
she says that people
non-confrontational.
yeah, but she says that people like single her out, and especially at her last job, like this one woman was just like this with her. So yeah, I thought we might have some advice for this woman.
Yeah, Pam, what do you think? Well, first, how would you handle this? Because I think you and I would maybe not. In my brain, I feel like we'd handle it pretty different, but maybe I'm wrong.
So I think it depends on like who it is because back when I was a CNA, I got bullied by a nurse, and she said that I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing because she didn't like actively see me doing what I was supposed to be doing. And I was about to leave that job. So what I did was I went to my supervisor and I was like, this is what she's claiming. This is what actually happened. She said, so the main thing that she was screaming at me in front of the residents about was that I let someone who was a fall risk in the room alone, that I left them alone in there. And the person who she was gesturing at, saying, they're a fall risk, you're not supposed to leave them, was different than the person that I think she was talking about.
Oh,
So
God.
I was like, you don't even know your patients, but I'm not going to get into that. So I went to my supervisor about it and I was like, this is what she's claiming. I could hear her talking about me in the nurse's station. Like, she was on one. And to her, I just gray rocked her. I don't know if you know what gray rocking is.
No.
I had to look it up when I first found out about it, but basically it's like you only acknowledge if they're asking you a direct question. Where like
Hmm.
I would not make eye contact with her. I would not like go and address her. I wouldn't do anything. If she was talking about me, I would just stand there And unless she addressed me specifically, I would not say anything.
Yeah. Which is a
Um,
good, I think that's a fairly appropriate response. You're not being antagonistic, you're not being mean, you're just keeping to
yeah,
yourself, minding your own business. That's a perfectly reasonable response to
yeah.
bullying.
And right now I'm doing that too with my supervisor, who I can't go to anyone over her about the
Mhm.
way that she's treating me. But she has been like just finding something wrong with me like every day. And I'm like, am I doing my job properly? That's all that matters. I will continue to do my job. Let me know what my next assignment is, whatever. So that's how I handle it. What do you think?
So there's a difference here because especially like in healthcare or in like you were working with elderly people, the reason I think people get so uppity, so like aggressive towards other coworkers is because there is some amount of stake. There's some amount
Yeah.
of, reasons why you have to be doing your job correctly because other people's well-being depends on it. That's true with Rachel's job, that's true in healthcare, that's true in the job you were working.
Mhm.
I would never work a job like that.
I would avoid it at all costs.
So in my job in the art field, there is absolutely no stakes for someone doing it wrong. There's just
Mhm.
not. Like, if someone's doing it not to my boss's standards, it's kind of like, that's fully not my problem.
Yeah.
so, like, and that's kind of the situation I was in my job. If I was doing something wrong, if someone were to get really mad at me, I would have been absolutely when people get mad at me, I'm beside myself. I have
Mhm.
like when later on I have a sense of indignance, like I can't believe they treated me like that. I didn't deserve that. But in the moment, I'm like, "Oh my god. I'm garbage. I'm nothing." Like,
No.
no, 100 the second someone confronts me about anything, my first instinct is I'm wrong. I'm so wrong. But
Mhm.
so like I think what I would classically do if someone was treating me in a way that I didn't like, I would cry. That's what I would do. But I think my advice is, yeah, like talk to someone about it. Like have a witness, but I think even there's a temptation to like I think give what you get a little bit, but
Yeah.
and like to people who do that who's like, more power to them. I don't
Mhm.
think it is productive. It might feel
Yeah.
good like to yourself and if that's what you're looking for, whatever, but I think
Yeah.
it's not helpful to the situation. I think that doing what you do, minding your own business and pushing through and telling a supervisor or tell a coworker is what you can do. And it can be really hard. I think there's a lot of people that are really not receptive to any amount of confrontation. But
Mhm.
I generally have a fairly good track record with a simple, honest, like acknowledgement of like, hey, I just want to let you know that what you're doing hurts my feelings. There's this
Yeah.
thing that happens, I think, that disarms someone who like doesn't like you or isn't treating you fairly if you just let them know, like not like, hey, you're being a bitch or something, but like, hey, that hurts my feelings is a totally disarming thing. And if they come at you with like, well, you're not doing this, it's like, like I'm sorry you think like maybe we can handle this in a more professional way. Like having
Yeah.
a truly removed and professional response, I think can be so disarming to someone
Yeah.
who's like being childish. And that's
Yeah.
my advice always.
Absolutely. I think that's really good advice.
Thanks, Pam.
All right. Well, I think that's all we have time for today. I don't know. We kind of got a little bit sidetracked with the needing to pause earlier, but I think we're about at our threshold of time.
Fabulous.
And
Yeah.
I want to thank everyone for joining us for our sleepover. Reach out to us if you have any stories of crazy things happening at weddings. Reach out to us if you have any questions that we could answer for advice. And you can do that at PSDontTellMailbag@gmail.com. That is PSDontTellMailbag@gmail.com. And PS, don't tell.